We had a lot of underground churches that my father was leading them with my mother. As my father said, we face a lot of difficulties when we became Christian because being a Christian in the Islamic Republic government, so it's maybe something that you're supposed to die. So it's forbidden to change your religion from Islam to Christianity. So at the time, my father and my mom, they grew in the Christianity and they started to study theology. So then they started to work as a pastors, as a leaders of the groups, underground churches around the west part of the country.
We grow in our faith, and in 2009 we ordinate as a pastor in west part of the Iran, and we continue until we continue our works in Iran with my wife and my children. But that time my children are my children's age was very small.
Yeah.
That time DR was 9 or 10 years, and Jiar was 5 or 6 years. And it is difficult. It is a problem for us because our children and I had work in Iran because and in Iran I was a mathematics teacher.
Yeah, my father at the time was a teacher also in the school, so he used to teach in the high school and the middle school. He was teaching mathematics, but at the time he planned just to have all the mathematics classes at the beginning of the week, and for the weekends we supposed to travel around the cities and go and meet the people in underground churches with a lot of fear, of course, but God helped us to move and travel in the winter, in the summer, and all the time.
And sometime that time my family and I we had more gospel, and for sharing the gospels we should travel, and we had many travels to many cities, and that time we gave the gospels as a gift to the people to share our faith, and after that our groups they would they grew up big and biggest, and after that Iranian government they catched me and Esther for 4 times. And as you know, in Iran, because Iran's government is very religious, and they can, when you change your beliefs and religions to in Islam, from Islam to Christianity, they can kill you. And they decided after 4 times they catched me and I was in jail, they decided to kill me.
So the Connect Sabbath School class meets to provide connection for the people in the class. We've been studying the book of Acts for a considerable length of time, but they're also a component to the class of service. And so we had a meeting in November of 2018 to look at different service projects that we could do. And one of the suggestions that was made was to sponsor a refugee family. One of the members had actually with her family when she was young, come to Canada as a refugee. And so we began to consider that.
And God helped my family and me to escape from our country to Iraq.
So the time finally came in November of 2020 for the Safar and his family to arrive in Calgary. And it just so happened that that day was a severe blizzard And so there were two vehicles, my wife and I and my sister. We drove all the way to Calgary. It was a slow trip. Weren't quite sure if we'd make it, but we did. And it was in that environment that we were able to welcome them, give them a warm welcome to cold Canada. In spite of Safa and his family being in quarantine for 2 weeks, when we asked them how it was, how it felt to be in their new country, they said it was wonderful because they were free.
It was so different when we were at airport, so the government just welcome to
Police
your country.
officers.
Yeah,
Police officers.
yeah, police officers. So they just say welcome to your country. It was so different because we didn't have had a country for 7 years. It was so different, and everyone just they are so kind to us, and it was really good. And it was our dreams to live in Canada. So yeah, it was so different. It was so nice for us.